Chapter 3 is about intercultural communication, and this video is part 1 of 3. When you travel, remember that a foreign country is not designed to make you comfortable. It is designed to make its own people comfortable. So, what are they trying to say here? How would you define this concept? Do you agree with the statement? Think about what material in the textbook can be used to support or refute this idea. So what is culture? Well, culture is how we behave. It's this system of shared values and beliefs and attitudes and norms that guide, what your group considers appropriate. And this is among a group of people that you can identify, an identifiable group of people. Values, think of values as what you believe to be right and wrong. So commonly accepted standards of what's right and wrong, good and evil, those are your values. Now, your ideal values are the values that you say that you hold. The real values they really guide your actual behavior. For example, your ideal value is that you take your civic responsibility seriously and you vote in every election. That's ideal. But in reality, your actual behavior is that you really only vote in the presidential election. Culture shock is the uncomfortable feeling you have when you are in a cultural situation that is new. So the psychological discomfort when engaging in a new cultural situation. Intercultural communication is the interaction between people whose cultures are different enough to impact the communication. So you need to understand first what culture is, then determine how the cultures are different, and then how do those differences impact communication. So Edward T. Hall was a psychologist who came up with the idea of the cultural iceberg. So some things in a culture are easy to see. What they do, how they dress, behaviors that they have. Others are difficult to see. Values, what their priorities are, what assumptions they have. Like an iceberg. Those things that are easy to see might only be about 10%, of really what's in that culture. And most of what's in that culture, like an iceberg, is difficult to see. So the things that are easy to see, we call them explicit. And the ones that are difficult to see are implicit. Let's watch this video.
In his book, Beyond Culture, Edward T. Hall developed the iceberg analogy of culture. The cultural iceberg theory suggests that, like an iceberg, there are only some aspects of culture which are visible or which, in other words, lie above the surface of the water. These can include language, food, greetings, art, music, and many others. These are the explicit manifestations of culture. They are easy to see, taste, or hear. But according to Hall's theory, these are only the tip of the iceberg. The majority of culture, like an iceberg, lies beneath the surface. These aspects are not immediately visible. They can include worldview, religion, spiritual beliefs, decision-making models, power relationships, respect for authority, concepts of time, and many others. These are the implicit manifestations of culture. They can exert an important influence over behaviour, values, feelings, and thoughts. The more immersed we become in a cultural environment, the more these hidden aspects are revealed to us.
Okay, and that concludes part 1 of Chapter 3.